Are you the strong one? The one who is always holding it together, who's there for everybody when your friends, when your work team members, when your family are in crisis, you are the one they turn to first. If you are, you may be unaware of some of the hidden costs of being the strong one. There may be a weight on you that you're not even aware of. And that's what I want to dive into today, as well as how to put that weight down. Hi there, I'm Ravi Tangri, and this is Soul Engineering Your Life and Work. This is about finding those tiny little triggers where you can put a little bit of effort in and completely shift and transform your life for the better. Years ago, I was really sick. I mean, fever, cough, you name it. And I was living alone at the time. So after a few days, as I'm running out of groceries, I had to go out and do shopping. There was no one there to help me. And I came back and got a phone call from a friend who had recently gone through a bit of a crisis, and I was there for them. And they were calling me because they were upset about what had happened at that point and did they do the right thing or not, and looking for support and validation. And I'll be honest, at that point, I was not feeling great, and I got a little ticked, and I got annoyed at them, and I said, "Look, I've been there for you through all of these things that have happened, and I'm completely happy to be there. I have no problem. I love being there to support people. But I've been sick for days, and I'm having to take care of this, go do the shopping, all of this, all by myself. And it's a little bit annoying. And I can still remember how shocked they were on the other end of the line. And when they spoke, it was like they were just trying to grasp things. They said, "But you're always so strong. I never thought you needed help. You've never asked, and you are always able to deal with things no matter what happens, no matter what's happening with you. You're the one who's always there, rock steady on the ground." And they just did not conceive that I could ever need or want any help. And that was really an enlightening conversation for me, because number one, I realized that this was the image I had put out. But number two, I also realized that I had perhaps stopped people from supporting me because I thought I should be able to do it all. And being the strong one had become part of my identity. And so in a way, I had blocked them and held them at bay when people had wanted to reach out, and I had not welcomed them. And my energy basically said, "Do not reach out. I don't need you." And people read that energy. I didn't know I was doing that. But you know what? It doesn't matter how strong you are. Every one of us at some points needs a soft place to land, whether it's a friend, family member, lover, where you can just take for a little while the burdens of the world off your shoulders and just have that soft place to land where you are just supported, just for a little while. And yet, if you're the strong one, I'm willing to bet that you don't allow that to happen, because most people I've found who are the strong one don't. And so to find out what's going on here, you've got to start to look at what's going on beneath the surface. Culturally, it can be something that you're expected to hold things together. You can take that on as your identity and always put others before yourself. that you become the second fiddle because you're the one looking after everyone else. But the thing is, what looks like strength on the outside can hide some things on the inside. It can hide an ever-growing exhaustion. It can hide loneliness because you know what? If you're the strong one, those times when you need help, you want the support, you're on your own. They are not there for you, whether it's because they're not able to or whether you've prevented them or blocked them from coming to you. And because of that, there can also be a sense of disconnection because while you're maybe around friends and family and colleagues, they don't know that side of you that needs support as well. And you know theirs because you're helping them. So what are some of the hidden costs that come with being the strong one? Well, first and foremost, it's an energy drain. You're carrying everybody else, so there's nothing left for you. You have no time to recharge because you've got to look after yourself because no one else is looking after you. Plus, you're looking after them and supporting them, so you have no time to recharge, replenish yourself. So it's like a slow drain. It's like a slow leak that gets worse and worse and worse. You won't notice it at first, but then it starts to build and build and build. You can lose clarity. You're so focused on others that you start to lose track of your own path. You are so used to putting the things you want on the back burner so that you can support and be there for others. And there can be an erosion of joy in your life because you don't ever really get to just be without responsibility because you're always there carrying or worrying about others. Now, something else here to think about is that when we are doing something that is hurting us, such as these things, the draining our energy, the lack of focus or clarity, the erosion of joy, there's always a hidden win. This sounds counterintuitive. It doesn't sound logical, but what you've got to realize is that your unconscious mind is like a 5-year-old kid. It never grows up. Okay, so it's trying to do the best it can to help you as a 5-year-old kid dealing with your adult situations. So somehow, if you are keeping people at bay, if you are not allowing them in to support you, if you're not letting the support in, maybe sometime in the past you let someone support you and they let you down and it hurt a lot. Maybe before, when you were working with others, when you asked people for help, they just didn't show up. They promised but never showed. I don't know. But if those things happen, your unconscious mind is going, oh, I'm never going to let that happen again. So I'm not going to let anyone come close. I'm not going to count on them. I don't know what it is, but there's always a hidden win that your unconscious mind is trying to help you by keeping support, by keeping people at bay. And so part of it is you are the strong one. You're doing it all yourself. You don't have to depend on others. There's a hidden win to that. Now, I do a full episode on this in episode 16 of the podcast. If you just go to ravitangri.com/16, you can access that episode and find out more about those hidden wins, because that's a much deeper thing to get into about why you are always being that pillar of strength, that strong one that's really crumbling on the inside. Something else that incident when I was sick awakened me to is how we actually do hold people away. I realized that I did not ask for help. I realized that I probably push people away when they offered. It's like, no, I can handle that, because I thought I was always supposed to handle things. I was supposed to have it all together. And we just condition ourselves that way so that those few times when we do really want something, people have been conditioned to not give it, that we don't need it. So that's something to start to have some brutal honesty with, is, are you holding away people? Are you keeping people and help and support at arm's length for some hidden win you're not aware of? So how do you move forward with this? Well, first thing is to reframe things. That, what does strength mean? Real strength is not about being that pillar and that you can do it all and carry it all. Real strength, real power comes from knowing when you need to set things down, when you need to set healthy boundaries and say, you know what, I would love to do this, but I just can't. I'm at capacity. Here are things that you could do, but I'm overloaded right now. And we're conditioned not to do that, not to say no. Real strength is about receiving support when you need it, about asking for it, allowing others in, and not just reflexively taking on their burdens. What I've found is often when you're the strong one, even before people ask, you're jumping in to solve the problems. Well, here's the thing. You may actually be inhibiting them from their own growth. If you are always there for them, what is the need for them to grow and to be able to increase their capacity if you're always saving the day? Okay, it's not there. So you may actually be hurting them and their growth and their journey by always being there for them. Sometimes people have to make the mistakes, fall, stumble, bruise their shins, and then they learn and grow. I mean, that's one of the toughest lessons as a parent, is to let them make their mistakes and learn and grow and trust that you've given them the tools that they need to be able to come through it. And it is so amazing when they do. It's so incredible when they do. So that's the first thing, is start to reframe. What does strength mean? Why am I believing it's this way? And what else could it be? But let's look at some practical steps. So let's look at some small things that you could do. A couple of things are, first of all, micro asks, to ask one small thing this week that you can ask someone else to take care of. It could be a household task. It could be something at work. It could be something with your friends. If you all go out and you're the one that always makes the reservations and the arrangements, you ask someone else, say, look, I've got a lot on my plate this week. Can you set this up? So just one small micro ask, and notice what it feels like to be able to let that go and share the load, and to be able to receive that support. And then, next week, do one more, and so on. And another thing that you could do, and again, these are ideas, you pick one, don't try to do them all, is for 1 week, the end of the day, each night, think about all of the things that you carried for people that day. It could be worries. It doesn't take away their worry if you worry as well, but you also carried it. It could be tasks. It could be decisions. It could be whatever. And pick one thing that you think you can let go of, that you don't need to carry, and write it down on a piece of paper, rip it up, and sort of feel it go away. Let go of that. Just for 1 week, once a night. Try that release ritual and see how that feels. See what that starts to open up with you. Now, another idea is something that goes a bit deeper, and that's looking at what's the hidden win of always being the strong one, of not letting anyone else in. This is not a logical, it is not an analytical process. It is your unconscious mind, your 5-year-old kid trying to help you. So if you start to explore these things of, why am I always pushing people away? Why am I keeping them at arm's length? Why am I not letting them support me? Just sit with those questions and start writing, start journaling. Don't judge, just start writing. Start to see what comes up. Now, this is a challenging thing with the hidden wins. You might be able to find some yourself, but it is not always an easy thing to find your hidden wins. This is where you may need some professional support with coaching or counseling to help you defuse those internal practices that are trying to protect you, but actually doing a lot of harm. If you'd like, if you've got some frustrations with this being the strong one all the time and how you don't get support, there may be something I might be able to do with you with the breakthrough coaching that I do. Please feel free to reach out and book a free virtual coffee with me, and we can chat to see if there's something I can do at callravi.com. But see what's right for you in terms of support. As I said, you can find out more about the hidden wins in episode 16 of this podcast. But pick one of those and see what happens over the week as you do this. One small thing to ask for help. Start doing a release ritual each night, or start to explore your hidden wins. See what one step will do, and then you build on that and that and that. I'm Ravi Tangri, and this is Soulgineering Your Life and Work. We'll see you next week. I got the energy, it's all I need.